Remember this? It seems ages ago, when COVID-19 was still mostly China's problem. It appeared the Chinese leadership might even be in danger.
Accused of covering up the early outbreak.
There's a lot of public anger.
But now China is back, and it seems not letting this moment of global crisis go to waste.
Demonstrators are on Hong Kong streets again.
If there is a global pandemic, and if it can be used for the advancement of this Chinese national interest, why would the party not do so?
Back in February, there was fury on Chinese social media over the government's handling and possible cover-up of the outbreak in Wuhan.
Dr. Li Wenliang was censored by the authorities in the city of Wuhan after raising the alarm back in December.
There can be no doubting just how sensitive a moment this now is for China's ruling Communist Party.
Weeks later, and a different scene. By now, the virus was a global pandemic, and China wanted everyone to see that it was now riding to the rescue. While America cut off funding for the World Health Organization, Xi Jinping pledged a whopping $2 billion to help countries deal with the virus. But it's not just over COVID-19 that China is now on the front foot. It's chosen this moment to push a new security law in Hong Kong, reigniting street protests, calculating perhaps that the world would be too preoccupied to react.
The usual suspects that would speak up for Hong Kong were on their knees because of COVID-19 and dependent on China for PPE. It's perfect in terms of the international setting for the Chinese government to push a hard line on Hong Kong, and they took advantage of that.
In fact, China's actions in Hong Kong did trigger a significant international response. But Beijing has been flexing its muscles elsewhere too. It's been asserting itself in the South China Sea, where Beijing's claims, using the so-called Nine-Dash Line, have for decades put it at odds with many of its neighbours. In April, it declared 2 new administrative districts on disputed islands where it's been building military bases. Further south, Chinese vessels harassed a Malaysian oil exploration ship. It's part of an ongoing effort to prevent Malaysia and Vietnam from developing their own oil and gas projects. And further afield still, old border disputes with India have once again flared up. None of these problems are new. They're all familiar hot-button issues for Beijing. So why does China seem to think it has more freedom to act now?
It's not only that everybody else are being distracted. Everybody else are being weakened. Much of the rest of the world were laid low by COVID-19, and China comes out of it better, faster, through its very decisive actions. And of course, they will take advantage of that. Again, why wouldn't they?
A reinvigorated, decisive China and a distracted, weakened West. When it comes to this crippling global emergency, China was first in and first out.